Yes, welcome back to the 67 Hail Hail YouTube channel. I am Hamish Carton. John Reid with me once again.
Hi, Hamish.
We'll get this right one day, John. Right, okay, we're chatting about another Frenchman after Olivier and Cham yesterday. It's Odsonne Edouard today. He's outstanding, he's amazing. We could speak about him all day about how good he is. We're not going to do that. We might slightly, but what we're going to chat about is, you know, in conjunction with Celtic's interim financial results, which are released, I think, middle of last week, we're going to ask the question of whether it's time for Celtic to go all in on Odsonne Edouard this summer. I'll just take you through the financial results, the highlights at least. We've got a 24.4 million pre-tax profit. This is until the end of last year, I believe. Revenue, 53 million. That means that we have approximately 33 million pounds sitting in the bank. Of course, a lot of that down to the sale of Kieran Tierney. Many think that, you know, it was Dembele in 2018, Tierney in 2019. Many think that the big sale in 2020 will be Odsonne Edouard. He's in contract until June 2022. That probably means that, you know, this summer is our final chance to sell him for his true value before it goes down. But with, you know, hopefully, touch wood, 9 in a row and then 10 in a row on the line, is it time for the club to almost take a financial hit, maybe even break the wage barrier and keep Edouard at the club?
I think we should, but I don't think we will. I mean, I don't think we'll break the wage structure, and it probably wouldn't be a good idea to break the wage structure, to tell you the truth. I mean, Edouard is brilliant, Scotland's best player by far. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, I wrote about it the other day in the 67 Hail Hail website. He's not done it in the Champions League yet, which is weird. That's it. I think
he had a chance, though.
I know, but I mean, because he's so brilliant, and he is, you'd think that it wasn't really his fault, but it could have helped us get there. I mean, one year he was injured. I mean, there's just been circumstances, but I think I don't think we'll get the huge bid this summer that we're wanting, record breaking. I think we will still get maybe 20 million, but we wouldn't beat what we got for Tierney. Because don't forget, Tierney was brilliant for us in the Champions League. I think...
You don't think we'll get more than we got for Tierney?
Not yet.
I disagree with you.
I think if we sold him next... I mean, summer 2021, after we won 10 in a row, touchwood, would get more. Especially if he's...
Even if his contract's down 2022, or are you talking if we renew his contract?
Well, no, I want him to renew... I think we should try and renew the contract anyway. But then I don't know if he'd accept it, because I think he might want to leave, and I wouldn't blame him for wanting to play in the Champions League.
Folk think it's automatically down to the money. Edouard doesn't strike me as a kind of guy that's totally, you know, obsessed by money in the slightest. I think he's more a guy that will maybe want to raise his game, but then you could argue he's still so young. What is he, 22, something like that? He still gets so many years in the game ahead of him.
It's really hard to tell what will happen, because he was a very good player for us, but he's upped it since January. Yet again, Dubai's, as we've seen in one of the other videos, just changed this whole season for Celtic. And I think, obviously, I think Leicester will try and sign him in the summer. I think that's almost guaranteed. I mean, there was a report in, I think it was the Daily Record, at the start of the transfer window, that they wanted to offer 30 million for him, but it was going to be the summer. So even though I said I don't think we'll maybe get the record fee, maybe if Leicester in for him, we could, but... And they're going to win the Champions League as well, unless something drastic happens, 12 points ahead of Chelsea, or fourth. I don't know really what will happen with Eddie. I hope he stays, and I'd hope we'd offer him a contract, but then he might feel, we've done everything with Celtic, apart from playing the Champions League. And the worry is, if we don't make the Champions League next season, somebody like Leicester will come in and say, here's whatever, take it, and we'll need to take it.
He has, of course, played in the Champions League group stage only as a sub and against PSG.
35 minutes or something.
Yeah, and that was very much an Edouard who's, you know, nowhere near as
good
as
he was
still.
That was he was still raw then. He was
still on loan as well.
Aye.
I've just done a wee bit of kind of rough arithmetic. I may be totally in the wrong ballpark here, but I've just got a feeling. Signed him for 9 million. He's probably on around 20,000 a week. Do you think that's a fair-ish?
I don't know. I think he might be less than that.
Right. Call it 15, 20, say. Our top earner, I think it's quite well known, Brown, is on around 30 grand a week at the club. Offering Edouard, you know, another 10 grand a week would cost us $500,000 a year. It's not a lot of money if you think about it. Obviously, there's, you know, additional payments in any deal. You get, what do you call it? renewal fees, whatever they call it, there's a better term than that, but when he signs a new contract. But it's not a lot of money if you think about it for keeping him around. Of course, there's a big question of whether he would still want to stay around, even if we were giving him, a top earner, 30 grand a week, whatever. Is he motivated by money? I'm not so sure. But
well, every football player probably is, but I don't think Eddie is yet.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what the club or the fans are thinking. The money at the club is clearly there. I read about 33 million in the bank. Basically, is it time for us to, with 10 in a row, this massive thing, and hopefully win the league this year? But if we get there, 10 in a row would be just the biggest achievement, probably outside winning European Cup. I think that's pretty fair to say. The biggest achievement outside winning the European Cup would be doing 10 in a row. Edouard, for me, having him around at the club would give you a wonderful chance of doing that, more so than signing virtually any player we could sign. I think keeping Edouard around is more important than signing any player up front. I just would love to see the club do something differently. Put it this way, he's contracted until 2022. See, even if we kept him on for another year, he didn't sign a new contract. We still hold all the cards until the middle of 2022. He stays. Presuming he's happy.
The end of next season, I'd say.
Presuming he's happy at the club, he takes his 10 in a row, and even if he leaves for 10, 15 million.
Well, I don't know about that.
But a year to go in his contract, who really cares? As long as he's taking his 10 in a row, the fans won't care.
I think the bean counters would care, and Peter Lawwell would care.
But at this point, what does Peter Law want to be remembered as? Does he want to be remembered as the man who brought home 10 in a row, or does he want to be remembered as the guy who brought home amazing financial results? And I get that he can do both, and he may say, selling Edouard for 30 million and bringing in, a £7 million striker who's going to do a job and takes his 10 in a row is better value. But I just think when you've got Edouard there, presuming he's happy, you want to be remembered for being the guy who's brought home 10 in a row.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. He's a football chief executive. He'll never really be remembered fondly. So even if he does get Eddie a new contract, I mean, I would hope we offer Eddie a new contract. I would hope we do. I don't think we should break the wage structure, though. I mean,
even to the top level, take him up to Brown's wage, 30 grand a week, say roughly.
I mean, I think we should offer him like 25 or something, or 28. But I don't think we should break the structure. I mean, we did that with Sinclair, and we really ended up giving him a new contract. You would think so we could try and sell him on a fee, and we ended up selling him. Was it a free transfer, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you don't want that. That wouldn't happen with Eddie, but I mean, that's just always a danger of getting the highest paid player wages, and it doesn't end up working out well, and you end up letting them leave on a free, and that's the sort of thing that Celtic was thinking about. No with Eddie, but just in general. So I would hope we offer him a new contract, and I think we will, because it'd be great PR anyway, even if it was just like an extra year.
Sitting middle of June, Edouard.
No, I was thinking we'd do this.
Edouard, 7. Think of the sales. You're probably making back that 500
I know,
grand
but I mean,
straight away.
that 7 stuff is just that's daft.
But
look at the players I've had that looks good.
Or even Edouard 10.
That'd be better.
Take us to the 10.
I mean, I would hope we offer him a contract before the end of the season. Let's say they announced it before we went to Ibrox. What a PR thing moment that would be for us. The fans would be well up for it.
Like a new signing, it'd be better than a new signing.
So I would hope we offer him a new deal. I think we will. I think he'd probably sign it, but then it might be one of them where if we get offered so much, we'll let him go. And I know you think we'll break the record fee. Do you think somebody will offer a huge fee this summer?
Yeah.
And do you think he'll go there? But do you think he'll be here next season? The big question.
Nah, I think he'll probably go in the summer.
He'll probably go as well.
I think he'll go for around 30 million. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go to Lyon, to be honest. I think if Winston Belly goes, they'll look obvious options.
No Leicester?
Leicester as well could be an option.
They'll be in the Champions League.
I don't know what Edouard's relationship with Rodgers. Don't know if he likes Rodgers. I know obviously Dembele and then Cham, who he's very pally with, both publicly don't like Brendan Rodgers. So I don't know if how Edouard would feel about working under Rodgers again. But I do think that, the way Lyon have done with Dembele, if they were to lose Dembele tomorrow, which he scored again against PSG last night, he's scoring goals for fun. They would look, where's the obvious player we can buy to replace him? Who did Celtic buy to replace him? Edouard. So that's the way I see it, but I would love to see us keep him.
Here's hoping we keep him, offer him a new contract anyway, and we'll see what happens. And hopefully this year anyway, he can lead us to 9 in a row, and whatever happens in the future.
Definitely.
So that's my words of advice for Eddie. Sign a new deal.
So it was Ryan Christie the other day, now it's Odsonne Edouard. Who are you going to be advising tomorrow? Pearl?
Ooh, probably Neil Lennon. Neil, stick with the 3-5-2.
Fantastic. Right, thanks again, John Reid. Just going
Cheers,
through
Hamish.
the usual paperwork at the end of the old episode. We're chatting. Subscribe, 67 Hail Hail. You can see all the videos. You get a wee notification if you subscribe. You never miss out me, John, or David when he returns from chatting about Celtic. We do appreciate all the views we've been getting so far. If you've got any thoughts on today's video about Odsonne Edouard, the board, Celtic finances, just let us know below. Any positive or negative feedback, let us know that as well. And as we've been saying earlier on in the week, we also do a podcast. It's the Boys v Blue Noses podcast. You can listen to it on all your usual, podcast apps, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, ones like that. Just search for Boys v Blue Noses. We're also on YouTube as well. We chat with two Rangers guys, and Ben, who's a Motherwell fan in the middle, kind of adjudicating over that.
That's one way of putting it.
Yeah, you can subscribe to that. Just search on YouTube, Boys v Blue Noses, and we'd really appreciate that as well. Right, we'll be back later on in the week with some more videos. Until then, take care.